What do you propose? Yeah, tell me. Yeah, Garadhar Prabhu, please go on.
Hare Krishna, will you please accept
Hi,
my
Shubha
multiple
Prabhu.
senses?
Thanks, Prabhuji.
So
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
just
if we have time, so we can go through the videos. Otherwise, we can watch the videos offline and we can go with the regular
okay.
content discussion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. No, we don't have much time to spare, I think, because like we are already lagging behind, thanks to me, not because of you, because of me. Um. So last time we did discuss about Sadguna Sukham Moksha Lagudakrit Sudurlabha. Did we discuss this? I think we went up till Sudurlabha, right? And I lost track. Can't blame you. Certainly we discussed Moksha Lagudakrit. But I'm just thinking whether we did the Sudurlabha thing. Right. Okay, we'll add something in between. Sudurlabha. Okay. So let's go on with Sudurlabha. But I cannot track. It's like in such a long time. So Sudurlabha, as we understand, rarely achieved, and it is one of the characteristics of Bhava Bhakti. Okay, the second characteristics of Bhava Bhakti is Sudurlabha. It's rarely achieved. Why it is rarely achieved? Now we will see. First, it cannot be achieved by one's own efforts. That doesn't mean you don't have any efforts. Be very, very careful with that. Okay. The point that it cannot be achieved by one's own effort doesn't mean that you don't have your own efforts. If you don't have your own efforts, you won't even achieve sadhana bhakti, what to speak of bhava bhakti. Okay. So one's own efforts are not enough. So what to speak of the phase when you don't have your efforts? It's like that. Just like if you are receiving grace marks in school. So you can take grace marks 4 or 5 marks, only you have covered that much. Nobody can give you a grace mark for a blank paper. So in the same way, that's why it is called grace. The same thing as grace. Not by your own effort, but by grace. Read on. Volunteer. Come on, go ahead.
Cannot be achieved by one's own efforts. In the preliminary phase of the spiritual life, there are different kinds of austerities, penances, and similar processes for attaining self-realization. But all such endeavors can hardly offer anyone devotional service to the Lord, not even if one tries for it by such processes for many, many thousands of births.
So what is this going on? So what is saying? Hardly offer anyone devotional service to the Lord. What will offer? You see? Austerities, penances, processes. Devotional service is not offered by them because they do not belong to them. They belong to the Lord. The same point. They cannot offer because it doesn't belong to them. It belongs to Krishna. The Krishna can offer. So Krishna only offers after you do these. Then he starts considering, let's see, it's kind of. Second, that's why, you see, Krishna rarely awards it. The first one was that cannot be achieved by one's own effort. And that is not why it is rare. That makes it impossible. What makes it possible but rare is the next. Krishna rarely avoids it. Harshika, go on.
Krishna rarely avoids it. Krishna rarely agrees to offer a soul devotional service because by devotional service, the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee.
Got it, Vishaka? So this is the point. The point is not to avoid. The point is, if Krishna avoids, then Krishna becomes obliged. So basically, Krishna is submitting himself to the devotee. So none of us will be offering ourselves to anyone carelessly. You see? It's just like marriage. When a girl offers herself to the boy, or the boy offers himself to the girl, you're just gonna do it just like that. That's rare. So these are the two reasons why it is Sudurlabhu. By my own efforts only, I cannot get it. And Krishna rarely awards it because Krishna says, unless and until a person comes to that standard where he can impress Krishna, doesn't award it. Now, the first of the two symptoms of Prema Bhakti. Sandra Ananda Visheshatma. Very condensed prem. Very condensed. Pure devotional service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. Incalculable condensed bliss. This is what it is. Incalculably condensed bliss. You see, this is the verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is telling about the incalculably condensed bliss. Brahmanando bhavedesha chet parardha gunikrita. My God. So naiti bhakti sukham bodhe paramanu tulamapi. You see, read on this translation. Read on. Volunteer, please.
Srila Rupa Goswami says,
Prabhu, go on. Prabhu, go on.
Srila Rupa Goswami says that if Brahmanand or the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme is multiplied by 1 trillion fold, it still cannot compare to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotion service.
Very difficult to understand actually what it is. Brahmananda. You see the merging. When we merge into the Lord, the whole world is there to after merging. So it says Chet Parardha. Parardha actually means it's like 1 day of Brahma. So 1 day of Brahma has got 311 trillion lifetimes, days. See, oh, okay, like years, sorry, years. That's why it says, Prabhupada says trillion fold. Because Brahma's day is like 311 trillion years. So if you multiply Brahmananda into 311 trillion years, like trillion, even then, guni means to multiply. Guna karna. Okay. Krita means to do. Naiti, no, you cannot. Bhakti sukham bodhe. Bhakti sukh. Ambodhi means ocean. Ambodhi means ocean. Bhakti sukha means the bliss of ocean of bhakti. Paramanu tulam apicha. You understand what is paramanu? There's anu means atom, and there's paramanu means one of the parts of the atom. Atomic. Even one atom of that Bhakti Sagar. Such is it's just like when you have to describe something inconceivable. So these are the kinds of, like, you can find it very vague. It has to be vague because it's beyond human calculation. See levels of happiness. Okay. Remember, Shubhada, that is there in Sadhan Bhakti. But now you see the levels of happiness in Bhav Bhakti is this one. Minimize moksha. But the happiness of Prema Bhakti, oh, getting my point. That's how you calculate. Superior to the happiness of sense gratification. So minimize the sense of liberation. Now inconceivable. You see? So even this one is like beyond calculation in terms of this one, the first one. But then what to speak of this one? This is even like, even if you go this, is nothing compared to that. In that sense, there are happinesses in different degrees, but not like that. Not like that. Okay. Yes, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, why? Then if I'll see the numerals, it is states at 2, 3, and 5. So I didn't really understand the order of this.
It's just because.
So is it?
Wait. You'll understand. It's not very difficult. See, what is number 1? Number 1 is Kleshagni, right?
Okay, so this is in sequence to that only, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Sadhana
got
Bhakti,
it.
it can only give you this much bliss. In Sadhana Bhakti, you can only get this much bliss. Only this much. In Bhav Bhakti, you can come to this. But then the full spectrum is there in Prema Bhakti. As I understand, it's very difficult for me to explain, it's difficult for you to understand. So, but gradually, you will have idea. You will have idea. You will have idea what is Bhav Bhakti. All of us have. Most of us have. When we will discuss Bhav Bhakti, we will tell you. Okay? By the way, I think we will be requiring more classes. Anyway, let's proceed with this. Now the last symptom. Sri Krishna Akarshani. This is the last of the Prema Bhakti. See, why Bhav Bhakti was rare? Let's go back to Bhav Bhakti. Why was it rare? Bhav Bhakti was rare because Krishna rarely awards it.
No.
Yes, see? Because Krishna becomes purchased. Right? Right? Now see what's happening in Prema Bhakti. Sorry. This one. Krishna is attracted now. Not purchased. Krishna is attracted. So, yeah, go on. Go on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Bimla,
Yes, Madam
my
Prabhuji.
question is, so first, Krishna is attracted or he is being purchased? Unless he is attracted, he can't purchase anything. I mean, or We can't, or he can't.
He is purchased by the devotee, but he is attracted to devotional service. Take my point. That is the point of devotional service. You see what is said. Let's say the devotee is attracting Krishna. Devotional service is attracting Krishna. In that case, it's a good question. In that case, the devotee, he can purchase Krishna by Bhagavad. But attracting Krishna by devotional service is different. It's even more like higher because, let me give you a comparison. It's like it's like a boy is getting attracted to a girl. Okay. And the boy says that I am purchased. You can purchase me. But now, when the boy sees the qualities of the girl, say for example, and something untoward happens, the boy was purchased by the girl because the boy was feeling that, oh, I'm so much, the girl is like so much given to me, the girl is so much like surrendered or submitted kind of thing. But in this case, when the full spectrum of qualities of the girl comes out and an accident happens and the girl get her face disfigured. So that time the boy was like saying purchase but not purchased now. But now here is not concerned about the girl's face, is concerned about the girl's qualities. So those 26 qualities of the devotee, that includes Krishnaika Sharanam, that purchases Krishna, that attracts Krishna. Because it is condensing. It's condensing. It's like, yeah, it was a little difficult for me also to bring out such a comparison. Like I don't know how much I could do justice, but something like that. Yes, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we have heard in our previous lectures as well that if Guru recommends or the spiritual master recommends a devotee, then Krishna will accept them. So what is this all about? Is this the attraction or is this
it's
the
about
formal way of...
It's the Kanishtha. It's the Kanishtha. See, okay. Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam, right? Okay. So the Kanishta Adhikar is given by the Guru. Just like your initiated name. Can you spell out your full initiated name? Full.
Pandit Gadadhar.
And followed by what? Pandit Gadadhar Das something. It is there.
Adhikari, is it?
Exactly.
Okay.
What is that Adhikar? What is that Adhikar? That Adhikar is to, if like say for example, you get second initiation, then the Adhikar is to enter into the altar. Right? Worship the deities. That is the Adhikar. So you have been given the Adhikar to worship Krishna. So a person who worships the deities but do not know how to deal with the devotees or the outsiders, what is it called? Any idea? You will read that in the Nectar of Instruction. Then you will see the definition in verse number 5 of Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttam. You will find 3 verses from Bhagavatam. Okay. So the first is, if the devotee is only attracted or only worships Krishna or Guru. In the Krishna means Guru also included, but he has got no understanding, or he doesn't know how to deal appropriately in accordance, okay, with the other devotees or people in general, that person is called Kanishta Adhikari. So Kanishta Adhikari is a person who has got the adhikar by the Guru to worship Krishna. That includes my sadhana, japa, everything. That's why the name is Pandit Gadadhar Das Adhikari. In my case, it's like to bring out the ashram, Bimla Prasad Das Brahmachari. But actually, I am also given the Kanishta Adhikar. Brahmachari doesn't have any other adhikar. It's the Kanishta Adhikar. So it's just like, otherwise it will be Bimla Prasad Das Brahmachari and Pandit Gadadhar Das Grihastha. It's not like that. All of them are adhikaris. But that adhikar is the adhikar to worship Krishna, worship Guru. But now, how will I learn to associate with devotees, respect devotees, okay? And how will I learn to interact with those who are not devotees? Not non-devotees, not devotees. That is learned in Madhyam Adhikar, because you have to preach. When you have to preach, you have to make these distinctions, 4 distinctions. First, who is God? And with God and Guru, you have got love. Okay? With the gods, those who are serving God, that means the devotees, you have to develop friendship. Okay? With those who are innocent, like people who are not devotees, as I said, not devotees, not non-devotees, not devotees, you will develop some compassion and you will preach to them. And the 4th one, these are envious people. Those who are envious of Krishna, envious of your Guru, okay, you stay at a distance. That means Guru gives you Kanishta Adhikar. Using that Kanishta Adhikar, you come to the Madhyam Adhikar. So Guru is responsible for giving you Kanishta Adhikar. Guru is not responsible for you giving you Madhyam Adhikar. Madhyam Adhikar you will have to earn. By your sadhana, by your service, by your work, serving the devotees, you will earn that. Then comes the Uttam Adhikar. The Uttam Adhikar is given by Krishna. Bhava and Prema. That becomes easy. Okay. All right. So that's why, coming back to the same thing, it is this attraction. Okay. It's given by Krishna. Okay. Read on. Volunteer.
To perform devotional service means to follow in the footsteps of the Radharani and devotees in
Yes.
Vrindavana. Put themselves under the care of Radharani in order to achieve perfection in their devotional service. Being directly under the control of the internal potency of Krishna, devotional service attracts even Krishna himself.
See, this is the reason. What is happening? Did you see this? You will see more of that. And that will confuse you only to convince you. Okay? Don't remain. If it is always better to be confused than be corrupted. Okay? So conviction only comes through by treading the path of confusion. Conviction means Satogun, confusion means Rajogun, and corruption means Tamogun. Okay. So here, I didn't mark Radharani, but that's easy to understand. What is confusing or difficult to understand is the second line. The devotees in Vrindavan. Right now, I'm sitting in Vrindavan, very close to Krishna Balaram Mandir, maybe 50 meters or 100 meters. Okay? Within the presence of Parikrama Marg. This page is not talking about me. Okay? So you might otherwise be confused. To perform devotion, to follow in the footsteps of devotees in Vrindavan. I'm sitting in Vrindavan. So follow my footsteps and you will go to hell. Okay? So that's not the person you follow. This Vrindavan is not this Vrindavan. This Vrindavan is this Vrindavan you are seeing here. Okay? So who are the devotees in Vrindavan? Let's see who are the devotees in Vrindavan. You see these people? The black one? Huh? You see the other black one? You see there are what?
Gopis.
You see this, these are gopis and this is a gopa. You see the other one is a gopa? This is what this is what it is talking about. Never get confused when you read these things. And I know everybody almost is confused. Devotee in Vrindavan. That's why they rush here. And then they will go to somebody. Of course, the first qualification of such person whom I will approach, a devotee of Vrindavan, in Vrindavan, that means in UP state, Vrindavan, okay, with whatever pin code is had. Here I will visit a devotee in Vrindavan, take shelter, and that the first qualification of that devotee is that he should not be a member of ISKCON. Right? A devotee of Vrindavan, but that devotee must not be, shall not be, will not be a devotee of ISKCON. They must be this Baba, that Baba, this Mataji, this Swamiji, this Mahant, and that is everything. And that is first thing first. This is what it is. Devotees in Vrindavan means associate of Krishna. Not devotee of Krishna, associate of Krishna. Okay? It's like Balram. He is Balram. Balram a devotee of Krishna? No, he's not.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Is Radharani a devotee of Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No. Yes. They are devotees of Krishna, but that is not, that is a, I would say, a lower identification. A higher identification with their associates of Krishna. Okay. So here what Prabhupada is
They
saying,
are expansions, they are not expansions of Krishna.
it's a different, it's like, okay, fine. Maya is also an expansion of Krishna. We are also expansions of Krishna. Are we devotees of Krishna? Getting my point? Everything, the whole material world is an expansion of Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. That is not what we are discussing here. We are discussing in terms of their proximity to Krishna.
Right.
In terms of proximity, so associates. Okay. So what kind of associate? Somebody is a friend, somebody is a brother, somebody is a girlfriend. It's like that. So never from today onwards, I urge you, I implore you, I beg you, never be confused by this term devotees in Vrindavan. It always means Golok Vrindavan. because everybody rushes to Uttar Pradesh to find those people, associates. At any given time in Uttar Pradesh, Vrindavan, you will find more than 2 to 3 dozen of them. Any given day. Okay. See what is it writing? Being directly under the control of the interpotency. So directly under Krishna. Direct. We are not direct. We are going via Guru. Directed. They are not directed. They are direct. Only the direct, only the associate can be direct. We will see more of that in Raganuga Bhakti. So that's what it was. Okay. We discussed all of that in previous 2 classes. Let's see what we need to discuss. That's okay. We already have had enough of that. 6 characteristics. That's what we discussed. Highest welfare activity we discussed last time in the purports of Prabhupada. Go on. Read on.
Remain with those royals, being attracted by their devotion, by their friendship, and by their love. That is the proof of how great this process of devotional service is. It can attract even the Supreme Personality of Godhead. God is great, but devotional service is greater than God because it attracts Him. People who are not in the devotional service can never understand what great value there is in rendering service to the Lord. Hari Bol.
That is the idea. God is great, but devotional service is greater than God. Why? Because it attracts Him. Okay. So understand in the spirit, not just the letter. What does this term means? Okay, let's see. Let's try to put it in perspective. What does this mean? God is great, but devotional service is greater. What do you understand by this? Go on. God is great, but devotional service is greater than God. Because it attracts Him. What does it mean? Yes, Vaibhavi Maji, we're missing you. And followed by Dayamaji. Okay. Yes, Vaibhavi Maji, go on.
Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna, my humble says Mr. Maji. Go on.
Prabhuji, because God is, we are attracted by God, but there's only one thing that attracts God, that is bhakti. As it is mentioned in Bhagavatam as well, that bhaktya mama bijanati. Only the devotees of God can attract Him. They know Him. So this is my understanding. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so my question is, wait. That is the question. So if bhakti is greater than God, so is bhakti God or God is God? God means the greatest.
God is still greatest, but bhakti is greater because that is the process by which we can attract the greatest.
Yeah, it's a process, but you can attract the greatest. If you can attract the greatest, that the thing which is attracting the greatest becomes God.
I'll add on one thing that we have learned this. Achieving the goal is not basically the win-win, but going through the process is the win. Without
It's
falling.
okay, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing. No, falling or no falling, nobody sees that. Once you are there, you are there. So no, but the point is, like, you see, it's sidetracking the issue. The issue is God is the greatest. Now you say, or like here Prabhupada says, that devotional service is greater than God. Then God doesn't remain God. Devotional service becomes God.
We can understand by this as well. Krishna
Let's
doesn't
see.
do anything.
Uh-huh.
Krishna is always in the mood of enjoyment.
Mhm.
But the devotees do services for him, and
Mhm.
it is considered that those who do services for him, they are much more greater than anything,
That's the point. Why? Because you say Krishna doesn't do anything
because they sacrifice
because he's the
everything for
Lord.
Krishna.
Because he's Lord. He's Lord.
Yes.
And everybody is doing service for him because they are servants. So then, like, servant is inferior position. Master is superior position. Okay,
But the
Dayamaji,
master
try
is
your
not
luck.
a servant.
Join in. Yeah, that's there. But like, yes, Dayamaji, join in. Let's see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Lakshmaji.
as like we are saying, Krishna is all attractive, but uh, devotional service is something which is awarded by Krishna, and before award, that was something you said, our efforts. Krishna sees our efforts, and
Okay,
in that devotional service, our effort, Krishna likes that. That's why he awards us.
fair enough.
So, and devotional service is something which is like you said, pure devotees are Radharani and all the associates, and so they are the internal potency. And
Fair enough.
I think that is something I'm not going to, I'm not able to link up all, but I think
You are somewhere close. You are
yes, but
somewhere
not
close.
but not
But
able
somewhere
to
close.
explain.
Somewhere close. Okay, Pandit Radha Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna,
This needs
Prabhuji.
to be
So, Prabhuji,
discussed. Yeah.
what I think, like, if see, the Krishna is great, but the devotional service is far greater than the Krishna because it attracts him. Because this is all because the transcendental bliss that is achieved through the process of devotional service, which is not likely to be realized by Krishna himself. So that is why the devotional service is far more greater than the Krishna himself.
Well,
Is
then
it?
you are putting Krishna into greater difficulty. That Krishna cannot relish something which others can. Then Krishna is
That
certainly
is
not
why
God.
that no, that is why Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to relish the taste of the devotional service, isn't it?
But then Krishna appeared, na? So Krishna is still tasting, na? Either
Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna, you replace Krishna with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is great or devotional service is greater than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now what?
अभी तो फंस गया फिर मैं.
नहीं. See, that is very important for everybody to understand this. You see, these are those kind of statements which are generally not, they are used very frequently. They're correct, but their understanding is generally incorrect. And that creates havoc. These are the kinds of statements what we call letter of the law and spirit of the law. This statement in particular, say for like there are many such statements. This is one of the examples which is talking about the spirit of the law. It's not the letter of the law. If you read it by using the letter of the law, it is wrong. And that's exactly what I'm trying to like. Where I was kind of like bringing your attention to. But it's not the letter; it's the spirit. Krishna is always the greatest. That is the letter and spirit of the law. Okay. Now, Krishna can award something to somebody which is even greater than him. Why? Or how? How is it possible? How can I award something which it is greater than me, myself? That is the definition of God. You take it the other way around. Can God die? Why not? Every time he dies when he comes here. Krishna died when he got stuck like by an arrow. Ramchandra committed suicide. Okay. Nrsimhadev vanished. You don't know. Okay. So all of them, they die. If you say God does not die and you can die, that means you can do something that God cannot do. Getting my point? The difference is God can die and not die at the same time. Whereas I cannot do that. That is the meaning of Achinta Shakti. Remember in the beginning days we discussed this point, Achinta Shakti. These are examples of Achinta Shakti. This one is a telltale example of Achinta Shakti. It's a textbook example of Achinta Shakti. God is great, but devotional service is greater than God. And that's possible. God can make somebody greater than him, and yet he can remain God. That is God. Otherwise, what is the meaning of God? If you ask this question, can God die and not die at the same time? Yes. So can God make himself can God make somebody even greater than him? Yes. The moment you say no, you limit God's power. It means we are telling something that God cannot do. That, that rejects the basic definition of God. Kartum akartum anyatra kartum iti samartha. Remember? The very beginning days we discussed. God means this. Kartum, whatever is possible, he can do. Whatever is impossible, he can do. Whatever is beyond possible and impossible, that means inconceivable. He's able to do that. Only then he is God. And God likes his servants who do tapasya for him. And by his prayer, by his mercy, they can become greater than God. Just like here, Devika Maji is doing the tapasya. She is sitting in the darkness. So Krishna likes that tapasya. So, so it's a fact. So that's the spirit. You have to immediately, such statements, you have to immediately bring in the energy of the Lord into equation. Otherwise, these are all mysterious statements. Guru is greater than God. Yes. Guru is greater than God because of God. You see? See, Krishna is merciful, right? But then Radharani is more merciful. Then Radha Krishna combined together, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even more merciful. Then Nityananda Prabhu is limit of mercy. So then what's happening to Krishna? It is on the strength of Krishna that Nityananda Prabhu is more merciful. So always you have to understand these kind of statements, not just the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law. If you don't understand, if you take Krishna out of that equation, it will immediately become Mayavad and you will fall victim to pantheism, demigod worship. That's what is demigod worship. The devotees of Krishna are greater than Krishna, right? Right? So the demigods are devotees of Krishna, therefore worship demigods. That's how demigod worship started, independent of Krishna. Don't understand that. When it is said that Lord Shiva is greater than Vishnu, and you forget that it's because of Vishnu, then Shiva becomes greater than Vishnu, and everything follows. You see, if you don't understand the spirit, only take the letter, that's where you might slide down. Just like these all other devotees who came to turn to Mayavad, Guru is God. So Guru, and what is that? Guru Govind dono khade, kaku lago paye, balihari.
गुरु
What was
आपने
this?
गोविंद
Guru
दियो मिलाए
aapne.
Jo
बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो मिलाए
Govind diyo bhulaye. Getting your point? So then that will happen. Because you won't understand That Guru and Govinda standing, the Guru is standing there because of Govinda. So it's not that now I replace Govinda with Guru. So that's why you see, either you replace Govinda with Guru, or you replace Govinda with the demigods, or you replace anybody. You replace Govinda, finished. That's how it happens. So very, very careful. Do not fall into this trap. Understand in the right spirit. Here it requires the spirit of the Lord. Okay. All right. So with that, this comes to a close, and we shall move on to the next chapter. While I am opening this, if you have any questions or comments, welcome. Let's see what's in there. Wow. Go on.
Then we can say that the devotional service is greater on the strength of Krishna.
Yes. Everything is greater on the strength of Krishna. Just like Ramachandra required a bridge to cross into Lanka. But Hanuman didn't require. Why? On the strength of Ramchandra. Ramchandra blessed him that you do not require any bridge. You can go around the world. But I require a bridge. You see? So if you compare that, then what happens? Then Hanuman becomes greater than Ramchandra. Hanuman becomes God. You see? Yes, Vaibhavi Maji, go on. And then Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
Prabhuji, there is this question in our OBA in chapter 1 that why does Krishna rarely agree to offer a sole devotional service? I didn't get this.
Yes. Sudurlabha, because he became purchased by that. So written there, right? Krishna becomes purchased by that. So he don't want to get purchased. He don't want to be. Nobody wants to, like do away with his independence. Not even God. Why would he? Unless and until you can convince him. Okay, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, go on.
Prabhuji, in the previous slide that you shared, there was a text which mentioned that we need to follow the footsteps of the devotees of Vrindavan. Right? But we
Yes.
consider ourselves as Rupanugas. So
Yes.
how can we correlate that, Prabhuji?
It will come when we will discuss that chapter. If I do it now, that was just a trailer of what is to come now. Okay? Yeah. Just a trailer, what is to come. We are the followers of Rupa Goswami, right? That is what Prabhupada writes in the preface. You will see in both prefaces, you have got the same question. You will in the closed book, you will ask the same question from both NO and NOD. What does Rupanuga means? What does Rupanuga mean?
The
All
one who
of you.
follow the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami.
Sure?
Rupanuga, yes, please.
Any other meaning?
Following the instructions of Rupa Goswami.
Okay. Any other meaning? How about following in the footsteps of Rupa Manjari? Krishna Priyamaji, what do you think?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes,
Yeah.
he is Roop Manjari in the
Yeah.
divine this thing. So
Yes. So
Are we-
therefore, we should be then that means we are followers of,
Roop Manjari.
yeah. We are followers of Rup Manjari, right? Right? What do you think, Vaibhavi Maji? Followers of Rup Manjari or not?
So yeah, I think we are the
Prach-
followers of Rupa Goswami.
Okay, you still want to stick to Rupa Goswami. You don't want to like get promoted. They just got promoted.
I don't think so. We are
You think right. Rupanuga means followers of Rupa Goswami, not Rupa Manjari. That is exactly what the Sahajiyas will lead you to believe. Now Devika must be thinking, what is this talking about Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari? You know, Devika Maji, there are so many advantages of not being in India. One of them is this. All these devotees sitting here, they're all staying close by to Delhi. And they come to Vrindavan and they are the first victims. Devotees from, yeah, you are far more blessed. You are not confused. You are not corrupted. You might be confused, but you're not corrupted. Most devotees who come to Vrindavan end up being corrupted. They come to Vrindavan confused. Okay. They come Vrindavan to confused and they go back corrupted. Hardly anybody go back convinced. Where are people sitting there? Because, yeah, if you are looking for things cheaply, that's what you get. And you will find even in the high, even you will find, like, I have no, like, it's on record. Blame it all me and hang me if you will. You will even find sannyasis having that kind of confusion, what we are discussing here. We are followers of Rupa Manjari. Really? If you are followers of Rupa Manjari, understand what is the hierarchy. Rupa Manjari, Manjaris means servants. Right? Manjaris means servants, right? So now if a Manjari is a servant, so can the Manjari command, any Manjari command the Vatsalya Bhaktas? The servant. Can she technically command a Gopi, who's a friend of Krishna? No. Can he command the male friends of Krishna? Technically, no. Then, okay, let's take it a little further. I'm a follower of Rupa Manjari. Okay? And Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram. Right? So, the follower of Nityananda Prabhu, will he submit to Rupa Manjari? Won't. Then, what is it you are telling us? We are following the 6 Goswamis, not the 6 Manjaris. It's just like, if that is the case, then why only Rupa Manjari? Why not Kamala Manjari, who is Bhaktivinoda Thakur? You see? Why not Nayanamani Manjari, who is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Why do we have pictures of Acharyas? Why don't we have pictures of the Manjaris? That means you are limiting the Sampradaya, that you can only follow a Manjari and you can only become a servant of Radharani. If I want to serve Krishna in the capacity of a Sakha, if I want to serve Krishna in the capacity of a Vatsalya Bhakta, if I want to serve Krishna in the capacity of a Gopi, or if I want to serve Krishna in the capacity of a Shantarasa Bhakta, say for example a flute, you are not allowing me to go there. Okay? You see? So these are what they sell you as the higher rasa is actually a confusion. When they say, you will see these people, I have seen this in Pakistan also. Because, you know, like, after all, the border cannot really stop misconceptions from, you know, like, flying across the border. It's only people. You can only stop the sadhus. You cannot stop the misconceptions. So this, you can stop the sadhus, quarantine the sadhus. No sadhu can enter into Pakistan. But at the same time, the misconceptions are free to have a free run. So I've seen in Pakistan many girls, they would be addressing each other as Sakhi. I know. Sakhi, this Sakhi, that Sakhi, this Sakhi, that Sakhi. The point is, okay, so then you are saying Sakhi, and then at the same time, somebody will tell you that the Manjari Bhav is the supreme. So if Manjari is the supreme, the Manjaris are Dasis, they are not Sakhis. So now you choose what do you want to be, Sakhi or Dasi. You see? So these are all confusions. That's why we are followers of, we are Rupanuga. Like this should be burned into our heads. Just like when we say we are Prabhupada. It's the same kind of thing, no? If follower of Rupa Goswami is follower of Rupa Manjari, then the next question will come, the follower of Prabhupada is follower of which Manjari? You see? Very uncomfortable question. But the question doesn't arise because at the root, the follower of Rupanuga does not mean follower of Rupa Manjari. It means follower of Rupa Goswami. What Prabhupada wrote is what Prabhupada wrote. Prabhupada didn't write Rupanuga means follower of Rupa Manjari. It is not so. Maji, you have your hand up for quite some time now. Go on.
Prabhuji, who are Manjaris? I don't know. I am listening this term first time.
Forget it. There's so many things, like there's so many things. You just hear them and like ISKCON in Punjabi, they generally say, don't say yes. ISKCON says ISKCON. So the time will come. Don't worry about it. Forget it. It's good to hear some certain things like that, so that if you hear it from outside, you will come and ask us. But if you don't hear it here, you will go and ask them. And then God knows what will happen to you. Then you will be one of those people who will be chanting Sakhi Sakhi and then ask for Manjari Bhav. All right. Okay, let's move on. Now comes sadhana bhakti. Okay. Three types of sadhana bhakti. Okay, as we understand. Sorry, 6 types of bhakti, not sadhana bhakti. 3 types of bhakti: sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, prema bhakti. And within sadhana bhakti, there are 2 parts. We will discuss that. Okay. Sa bhakti sadhanam bhava prema cheti tridhodita. The 3 types. Bhakti is of 3 types: sadhan, bhava, prema. Now, this is the whole sadhana bhakti. This chapter, these chapters, we have already seen that. Okay. Then bhava bhakti and then prema bhakti. Now let's see. What is the eligibility for Krishna consciousness? This is now comes to a very peculiar question actually. What is the eligibility? Okay. So, you see. Okay, read on.
He says that devotional service.
This time, like what? It was Shubham Prabhu, go on.
He says that devotional service is continual process from one's previous life. No one can take devotional service unless he had some previous connection with it.
Yes. You see? So no one can take to devotional service unless he has got some previous connection with it. So if that is the case, how does it start? So every time previous. When does it start? Shubham Prabhu.
But
Just let him read. Let him read first. Go on.
Even if there is no continuity, if only by chance a person takes interest in a pure devotee's instruction, he can be accepted and can advance in devotion service.
You see, if he takes interest, pure devotee's instruction, and that is even by chance, that's okay. That chance is coming through his karma, sukriti, can be accepted. That thing that Prabhupada says, remember last time when we were discussing that? A little bit of faith. Some chance. That is called sukriti. That chance, this chance is sukriti. What is that chance? It's not a chance theory. By chance there was a big bang. Okay. By chance the earth came into being. Not like that. Now comes the definition of sadhana bhakti. So this, I will urge all of you to take a picture of this. Okay. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhavasa sadhana bhida. This is the definition of sadhana bhakti. That which produces bhava, not prem. Remember this very closely, write it down, whatever you will. The target of sadhana is not prema. The target of sadhana is bhava. Bhava leads to prema. Nobody goes to prema directly. There's no such thing. Sadhana bhakti is aimed at bhava bhakti. Bhava bhakti automatically progresses to prema bhakti. All right. So you see, kriti sadhya, executed by senses. Kriti means doing something. And sadhya means that which you do repeatedly. So what are you doing repeatedly? That's called sadhana. Bhavet sadhya. It becomes sadhya bhava sa. It comes to bhava, by which bhava is produced, acquired. That is called sadhana abhida. Abhida, the word abhida actually means, abhida means like abhidan, means dictionary. You see? So the definition, that means the dictionary definition of sadhana is this. Sadhana is defined in the dictionary like this. That activity which produces bhava. And the activity is done by the senses. All right? That's what it is. This is the definition of sadhana bhakti. Let's see how Prabhupada puts it now. Sadhana bhida, it's called sadhana bhakti. Yes, Shubham Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna.
Microphone is, yeah, go on.
Prabhuji, like it is said that after asakti on the stage of bhav and prem, Krishna takes your hand and put you in the stage of bhav. But here it is written, it is acquired. You come on the stage, but how do we
like if I don't say acquired, I'll say achieved. I'll say bestowed. Then I can say bestowed. You know, I can say bestowed. Just, it's not like, yeah, sadhya bhava. Stuff like that. Acquired. Yeah, I understand. The acquired is giving it a particular angle, but that's not the angle. Yeah, good that you clarified this. It's just English. It's just English. Go in any way. This is the definition. Read it. Shobham Prabhu.
Action of senses which produces a stage of bhav is called sadhana bhakti.
Action of the senses which produces action of the senses in conjunction with time produces karma. See, so close the definition is. Action of the senses in conjunction with time produces karma. Action of the senses which produces the stage of power is called sadhana. So close. All based on action of the senses. But what is the target? The target is Krishna. It will produce bhava. The target is material world. It will produce karma. Same thing. The knife. The doctor's knife and the murderer's knife. Okay. Who's going to read this time?
Can I, Prabhuji?
Go on.
Practice means employing both the mind and the senses in practical devotional service. This practice is not for developing something artificial.
Yes. You see, this practice is not for developing something artificial. The analogy. Here, read this.
For example, a child learns or practices to walk. This walking is not unnatural. The walking capacity is there originally in the child, and simply by little practice, he walks very nicely. Similarly, Krishna consciousness cannot be aroused simply by practice. Actually, there is no such practice.
You see these two things? Wait. This one and the last one. They seem to be diametrically opposite. This is actually, there's no such practice. Yes, because this is natural. This is natural. There is no such practice. You see? So that's the closest example you can get. The walking capacity is innate. Similarly, the Krishna consciousness is innate. Again, the same kind of, I cannot resist myself, but always refer to how these things can be distorted. Same thing. In ISKCON, you won't get a Prema Bhakti, you won't get Manjari Bhav, because the Bhakti which they are giving is, that is Vidhi Bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti, and the Raga Bhakti has to be given. That means it has to be given from Bhakti Lata Bij. The Guru is giving the Bhakti Lata Bij. So your Bhakti Lata Bij is second class or third class. So you cannot go to Krishna. You can only go up till Vishnu. Here we will give you first class Bhakti Lata Bij. You come to us. What does it say? Cannot be aroused by practice because there is no such practice. It is innate. So if it is innate, there is no need to give it again. Bhakti Lata Bij means instruction. Bhakti Lata Bij does not mean prema. Okay. That kind of instruction that like arises your Shraddha. That raises your Shraddha. That is Bhakti Lata Bij, nothing else. Shraddha is there already. Let's go ahead and read something else. Okay, continue very much.
When we wish to develop our innate capacity for devotional service, there are certain processes which, by our accepting and executing them, will cause that dormant capacity to be invoked. Such practice is called sadhana bhakti.
You see, this is clear. It will be it is dormant. It's not non-existent. The dormant will be invoked by the instructions of the Guru. The Shraddha, it arises. But there's no Shraddha. So this is the innate capacity. See, proper this time and again these words are the words which have to be very, very carefully understood. These are the qualifying statements. You don't understand that, you will be misled very easily. All right. Okay.
These practices will help one become cured of madness, as a man's mental disease is cured by the directions of a psychiatrist. So this sadhana bhakti cures the conditioned soul of his madness under the spell of Maya, material illusion.
That's what it is. Just like a psychiatrist. You see, there's a disease. So what is that disease? That disease is to think that I am the Lord of everything. That's it. That's the disease. And I might think that I don't think like that. No. That's why the psychiatrist is a very nice, like analogy he brought in. Just like the psychiatrist help us to analyze layer after layer. You see? Just like there are different levels of competence. Just like when we are driving a car, that is called unconscious competence. When I am driving a car, it's called unconscious competence. I don't even know that I'm driving a car. Because I'm talking on phone, I'm talking to the neighbor, I'm thinking something, I'm, like messaging, so many things. That's called unconscious competence. That's the highest. Then it comes a little low. It is called conscious competence. I know that I am competent about this. I know that, like, say for example, I am cooking food. Because if you're unconscious during cooking food, the salt is not going to be okay. Everything else is going to be okay. If you use unconscious competence while cooking food, only the salt will be the problem. Nothing else is going to be the problem. The other things will only be a problem if you are incompetent in cooking the food. You see? Then below that comes unconscious competence, conscious competence, conscious incompetence. I am conscious of the fact that I am not competent. Now I know. I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to cook. I don't know. I don't know how to chant Sanskrit verses. I'm aware of it. That's why I don't do that. Because I'm conscious of my incompetence. And then the last stage is unconscious incompetence. I don't know that I don't know. That's called tautology. Okay, it's tautology. So the point, I don't even know that I don't know. Just like if I ask somebody something, it's like, do you know plants, leaves of plants carry energy fields, and that can be captured on camera. I don't know. And I didn't even know that I don't know before I raked up the topic. That's called unconscious incompetence. I don't even know what I don't know. So these are the different stages by which a psychiatrist work. So in the same way, the Krishna consciousness works. You are not even aware that there is a God. Then you are aware that there is a God. Then you are aware that there is a God, but I am not connected with God. Then there is a stage when I'm trying to connect with God. Then there is a stage when I know that I'm connected with God. And then finally there is a stage when I don't even know that I'm connected with God, but I'm connected now. That is called Prema Bhakti. Same psychology. Same psychiatry. You see? So Prabhupada was a medical man. He knew. All right. See, that's why it's called a pushing process. I need somebody else would like to read, volunteer. Who else would like to volunteer?
Prabhuji.
Go on.
So the fact is that we have got devotion for Krishna. That is fact. But some way or other, we are separated and we have forgotten. So as soon as by this regulative principle, by the order of the spiritual master, by the injunction of the Shastras, we begin devotional service. That just like our students do here.
So wait, it is not complete yet, but I need to mark a few things. You see, what is the first thing I would like to mark? Is required. See, what does it say? This regulative principle. What is that regulative principle?
Yam niyam.
No. No. There are 3 kinds of regulative principles. You better write it down. Okay. One is called the regulative principle, the 4 regulative principles. Okay. This first one, which is called the 4 regulative principles. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are what is called the 4 values. Okay. There's another thing when it says the regulative principles, just like it is written here. Whenever it is written the regulative principles, it means the 64 principles or limbs of bhakti. If it does not mention 4, okay, then it is certainly the 64. It is talking about bhakti, and it is talking about vidhi bhakti. Okay, regulated bhakti or vidhi bhakti. To see this sentence is followed by what? Order of the spiritual master, injunction of the Shastra. What is that? It's all part of bhakti. Therefore, it is not the 4 regulative principles. The third one, when Prabhupada is explicit and he writes regulative principles of devotional service. This is the third statement. Whenever you read regulative principles of devotional service, it means bhakti. 64 limbs. Don't think the 4 regulative principles in devotional service. There is no such thing. Okay? So it's like just to read carefully, read in between the lines. I'm just trying to, whatever experience I have, I'm just sharing. So you don't discover them after 10 or 15 years. It's like I discovered them. So it's better. Okay. Yes. So now go on.
To disturb you.
Go on.
Second was 64 limbs of bhakti.
Yeah.
And third is
Third is also 64 limbs of bhakti.
Okay, third is also 64.
because it is regular, it's saying devotional service. Just like here, it is not saying devotional service. You see on the screen?
Yeah.
Because it is not saying 4, it is the 64. Okay? That's how you detect it. Or you see the whole statement. Okay? Yes, Harshika, go on.
This devotional service is the pushing process. Pushing process, and as soon as the energy comes, then automatically clack, clack, clack. No more pushing. Automatically the pushing process is required.
See, Prabhupada is saying that, So then it's like pushing process, clack, clack, clack. That means the it's like the machine starts. It's just like, like when you have got this, the car is stuck, and then you are pushing the car, the pushing process, and then clack, 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 it's like this. That's what Prabhupada is making that sound, clack, clack, clack. There's the pushing process. So that means you are pushing the devotional service till it gets into the automation mode, which is Bhav Bhakti. So sadhan bhakti is the pushing process. Okay? Push. Pray until something happens. Okay? P-U-S-H. Anyway, this is like, it's not part of the Shastra. This is like just made up. Okay? All right? Now comes the 2 types of sadhan bhakti. So there were 3 kinds of bhakti: sadhan, bhav, prem. Now within the sadhan bhakti, these are the 2 branches. Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. Okay? Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. And we will discuss now Radhavanuga sadhan bhakti a bit, and then we'll discuss again in detail. Because unless and until we distinguish between the 2, you won't understand what is what. This is called Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. We need another volunteer.
Previously, Vishaka did, and I am Harshika.
Yeah. Okay, Vishaka. No, I generally get to understand your voices. This is Harshika, I know. Yeah. Because since the cameras are not on, I learned to read I learned to see by the ears. Go on.
The first part is called service according to regulative principles. One has to follow these different regulative principles by the order of the spiritual master or on the strength of the authoritative scriptures.
Okay. See, it will take maybe years for you to understand the whole thing, but it begins today. Okay? It might take you years to understand the whole thing. It begins now. Okay? I'm not explaining this. I'll only explain this only after you have the next definition. Go on, Harshika. Raganuga sadhan bhakti. Go on.
Another part of sadhan bhakti is called Raganuga. Raganuga refers to the point at which, by following the regulative principles, one becomes a little more attached to Krishna and executes devotional service out of natural love.
First. Second. Okay. Now you see the difference between this and this. White color should I use? Okay. See. Order of the spiritual master. Fine. Little more attached to Krishna. Fine. And here you see strength of the scripture, and you see service out of natural love. These are categorically two different things. Okay? The impetus, sorry, yeah, the impetus is Guru in the first one. You see, the impetus for the Vidhi is Guru, but the impetus for Raganuga is attachment to Krishna. The impetus in Vidhi Bhakti is Shastra says that if I don't follow Shastra, I will incur a sin. But here, the impetus is natural love. That's the distinction. That's the basic distinction. So now, see which one is more easy or which one is easier to figure out. The first one or the second one. If I say this one, and now I say that one. It is easier to figure out. You can detect. What is easy to detect? The yellow ones or the pink one? Which one is easier to detect?
Pink one.
Pink one is easier to detect? Okay. How do you detect? Prove it. Go on, Vishaka. Bye, Maji.
I think Prabhuji the first one, because spiritual master guides us to understand our attachment with Krishna.
Okay, Ruchira Maji is also saying first one. Okay, let's more people coming joining in. Jyoti Maji, go on.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Actually, I'm
Krishna
traveling.
Samaji.
That's why I've not been able to open
No need
my
to do
video.
that. I only need your ear. I don't need your face.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, first one, because here we know the spiritual master guides us is first point, and second thing is there are fixed regulative principles. Everything is described. So based on those descriptions, we just need to follow those points.
Okay, strong one. Krishna Priya Mataji. Oh, okay, Jyoti Maji, please continue. I think you wanted to finish, right? Did I stop?
Prabhuji, and in Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, it's based on our attachment and emotion. So sometimes we think that we are doing correct, but we not be doing correct, and we may not be doing correct and think we are doing correct, and there are chances we may get deviated.
Okay, possible. Krishna Priya Maji, what do you think?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Maji.
First one is easy to perform. It is just like child going to a school, because here a
Very
fear
good.
is there. A fear is there. He needs a discipline, right? And Raganugas can be compared to college, where one, if you want to study, if you have the inclination to study, then only you will go to college. Your parents are not going to force you to go to college each time. But in the school, parents, teachers, everybody has a strictness, because that is the basis, that is the foundation. So similarly, Vadi Bhakti, Vadi Sadhan Bhakti is a foundation, and if one is able to reach Raganuga, that is his own earning capacity.
Fair enough. Okay, it's very strong argument. Shubham Prabhu, go on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Certainly, the first one is easy to detect because, see, like in example, if we see two people are chanting, so we can see the person who is following the first person falling in the first category, he will like just random example, he will do his 16 rounds and he will get up and go away. But if a person is in second condition, he is little more attached, he will continue with like 4 or 5 rounds more because
Yes. Okay. Okay. Fair
he
enough.
wants to chant. He wants to chant.
Yes.
Not chant, he wants to chant actually.
Wants to chant. He doesn't have to chant. He wants to chant.
He wants to chant. That's why.
Okay. So therefore, like, what is the conclusion?
Conclusion is it is easy because you can easily detect the first one. He will just do his 60 rounds and go away.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. Fair enough. Okay. Gadadhar Prabhu, do you want to contribute or you put your hand down? That's why I was just.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll also go with the first one. They're easy to detect because whosoever is under the shelter of someone, we can naturally see the discipline that they have, and obviously, it is one of the quality of a devotee to be disciplined, so they'll attract
Fair
more
enough.
Bhakti of Krishna. Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah. So then, okay, fine. Good. So the idea is the first one is like more objective. It's like we have got an objective question papers. Either it is right or it is wrong. That's like easy to calculate. You see, that's why everybody is looking for MCQs. Okay, so it's like take it or leave it. But the other one, this one, Raganuga, it is subjective. It depends from, subjective means it depends from per sadhak to sadhak, practitioner to practitioner. So while anybody can detect the Vaidhi sadhana, but it is difficult to detect the Raganuga sadhana. It is easy to detect the sadhana part, but the raga part, see, both have got one thing in common. What is that thing is in common? Both types of bhakti. Sadhan, yes. So the sadhan part is common in both things. But why he is doing the sadhana, it is a little difficult to detect. Just like Shubham Prabhu gave a sterling example that the difference between I have to do and I want to do. That's all there is, the difference. That's all there is to it. I have to do bhakti. That is this. Why do you have to do bhakti? Oh, my spiritual master told me, or the Shastra says, if I don't do, I'll go to hellish planets or this thing, that thing. That's why I'm doing it. It is not because of my attachment to Krishna. It is my attachment to somebody else. Even if you are attached to Guru, so that is the attachment to Guru, not to Krishna. You see? Even if you are attached to the Shastra, the attachment is to Shastra, not to Krishna. You may argue that Guru is the representative of Krishna, Shastras are the words of Krishna. So I will argue back, then why not Krishna? You see? So that's why. So when by doing this, like gradually you develop some attachment for Krishna also. So gradually you move from here to here. It is not sudden. It's not like now this is wrong and this is right. No. It is not like, it is not digital. It is analog. Okay? Gradually, you shift to Raganuga sadhana. You develop that rag and gradually you shift. Okay. Just like when we say mango shake. Okay. So what do we understand? we understand it's primarily mango. But we also understand it's also milk. You see? That's the difference between mango juice and mango shake and milk. So it is mango juice on one side and milk on another side. But then the mango juice is been mixed gradually, and the mango shake and is being like kind of is becoming mango shake. Okay. So gradually, that's why it is sadhana. It's still sadhana. Go on, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
So
Let's
Prabhuji,
have it.
isn't the Raga Nuga Sadhan Bhakti gives way to other Sahijyas as well, as you earlier iterated? It was Sakhis. Sometimes people thought of them.
That doesn't
So-
mean it might give to so many things. That doesn't mean we won't perform Raganuga Bhakti. Just because the knife is used for murder, that doesn't mean that the doctors will stop using knives. That's what it is. See, Raganuga Bhakti is the only doorway to Krishna. You cannot get Krishna prem by Vidhi Bhakti. By Vidhi Bhakti, you can get Vaikuntha prem. By Vidhi Bhakti, you can with some mixture, you can get even the prema of Dwarka, even Mathura. Okay, that's as far as it can go. But for Krishna and Vrindavan, that has to be Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti, and then that which gives rise to that kind of bhav and that kind of prema. We'll discuss that later on when we will be discussing prema, different kind of prema. We'll discuss that which is given, that which is arising from Vidhi Bhakti and that which is arising from Raga Bhakti. So Rag is the basic currency for Krishna. You see what it is saying? More attached to Krishna, our natural love for Krishna. And that's what Krishna asked for. Patram pushpam phalam tyoyam yome bhaktya prayachit. Tad uparitam ashnami bhakti mutaram ashnami. Again, twice he says, but twice prema. Twice prema. So that's why it's like that. Okay. All right.
So Prabhuji, I have a question again. So
go on. You see, this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Because I click this anyway. Ragmar Bhakti Loke Korita Pracharan. Mahaprabhu descended specifically for this, to propagate devotional service on the world, on the platform of spontaneous attraction. He came specifically to give Ragmarg. Okay, go on. Yes. Pandit Gadadhar.
So Prabhuji, in case if some of the devotees or some of the people who is there a possibility that some of the devotees or people directly follow Ragnuga Sadhana Bhakti?
Yes, if he has got Raga from previous birth.
Okay, so just wanted to understand what is the role of spiritual master in Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti then, Prabhuji?
Same because it's sadhana. The role of spiritual master does not retire until you reach Bhav Bhakti. In both of this, the role of spiritual master is there. But here it is the order of the spiritual master. See, the order of spiritual master is still a little different. Order is not the only thing that the spiritual master gives. You see? So the role of the spiritual master from the life of the devotee doesn't go. Because in Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti, he again needs guidance. So in Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti, he will be discussing with the spiritual master. The spiritual master might not be required to give so many orders now. But now, the disciple will need the spiritual master more than the spiritual master ever was, like guiding the disciple. he will be asking questions. In the beginning, the disciple won't be asking many questions. Spiritual master will telling him, do this, do that, do this, do that, and he's doing that. Why? The spiritual master told me. Now, gradually, he will come to that. When he will start asking, he will start discussing the finer nuances of bhakti. So that's what it is. Because now the raga is developing, so the questions will bear that thing. The sense of responsibility with that, with that masala or that chance of attachment for Krishna. That will be reflected in his questions and answers, in his conversations, in his statements. You see? You can imitate, you can always imitate that. You can always imitate that. That's why it is subjective. Only you will know that did you imitated it or it came from within. Say, for example, very simple question. Cannot be simpler than that. Okay? The simplest of the simple question. Why are all of you executing Bhakti? Oh, sorry, Bhakti Shastri. Why are you part of Bhakti Shastri? Why are you part of Bhakti Shastri?
Want to know more about Krishna?
Why, Vimaji? Go on.
To follow the orders of Srila Prabhupada.
Okay, Srila Prabhupada's orders. Ruchi Ramaji is writing to progress in Bhakti.
Yes,
Okay.
to systematically study the Shastras.
Systematically study the Shastras, fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay. Other thoughts?
Because it will help us in preaching.
Okay, help us in preaching. None of them are wrong. All of them are right. All of them are right. Now, let me give an answer, suggest an answer. And since it has not come from your heart, you cannot claim it to be your own. Please, Krishna. Such a simple question can answer, like you can be caught. Not there. You are following the orders of the spiritual master. You are trying to please Prabhupada, you are trying to preach, you are trying to understand Bhakti more, you want to progress in Krishna consciousness. You see? But not Krishna directly. Not Krishna directly. So that has to come. There are no, like you cannot fake it. You can fake it. You can always fake it, but you can fake it for others, not for yourself. Pandit, another problem.
So, Prabhuji, is it that we can able to identify the very sadhan bhakta, but it is like the Raganuga sadhan bhakt is already a very sadhan bhakt, but we cannot able to find it. It is very antrikated and it is related to oneself
See, the
only.
sadhana, Raganuga sadhana includes all of Vedi. But it's a little more because it is coming from the volition or the, what do you call it? The thrust is coming from my side. The thrust is not coming from the opposite side. It is not that a guru doesn't say that you don't do 64 limbs of bhakti. Guru says that. But I am not doing because Guru had said that. The Guru has said to me. Guru has said to me also. But as I'm doing now, I'm not doing because Guru said to me 20 years ago. I'm doing now because like it is part of me now. Now the Guru doesn't come and check are doing this or not. Now the Guru doesn't come and check we are doing this or not. Getting my point? That's the idea. I am doing it now. It's very simple thing. Say, for example, let me give you a practical example. Say, for example, here, I am friends with Shubham Prabhu. Okay. And Shubham introduces me to Pandit Gadadhar. Okay. So now I'm friends with Pandit Gadadhar. So now that I'm friends with Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, does my friendship channelizes through Shubham Prabhu every time? No. It's the same thing. The Guru introduced the Bhakti to me, but now that I got some attachment for Krishna, I'm doing it for Krishna. Not so much like because like the Guru is going to come and check on me. You see? That's how it is. It's just now between me and Krishna. And I'm following what is, and now me and Krishna means what? What Krishna has said, I'm following it. And where has Krishna said that? In Gita, in Bhagavatam, in the Shastras, everything. So I was doing pretty much the same. To an outsider, I was doing the pretty much same thing. As you said, yes, I look like a Vairi Bhakta. Exactly. It's only Krishna knows that I'm not a Vairi Bhakta. And my spiritual master might also. Spiritual master. If I like meet spiritual master once in 3 years or 5 years, you might not know. He will certainly ask the same questions. All right. So let's move on. I don't know how much time do we have to move on anyways. We would be requiring more classes. At least 2, I believe. Okay. Practice of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Let's now see what is the practice of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, read on. Need a volunteer. Maybe someone else would like to read or what?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go on.
Practice of Vaidhi
Krishna.
Sadhana Bhakti. When there is no attachment or no spontaneous loving service to the Lord, and one is engaged in the service of the Lord simply out of obedience to the order of the spiritual master or in pursuance of scriptures, such obligatory service is called Vaidhi Bhakti, Nectar of Devotion, page 22.
You see? So here you see, this is not there. This part is not there. But this part is there. That is Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay. You may say, Prabhuji, I have got something. Yeah, it's just like, when you say tap in the water. Okay. So everything has got a minimum standard before it can be recognized. So because it's like 1 drop in 1 hour, you don't say tap in the water. At least it's like, at least it's a dripping continuously. So everybody has got one like speck of attachment for Krishna, one speck of, like he might have. There's a little more than that. That speck, that one little speck is the qualification for entering into bhakti, as we discussed. Eligibility. Remember in the previous slides? Eligibility. So that one speck was for eligibility. When we are talking about Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, that means at least it is dripping. It's not like the full hose pipe, but at least it's dripping. But it's like 1 drop in 1 hour. So then, like, we have to depend on Vaidhi Bhakti. Okay. Okay, Krishna Priya Maji. Okay. You see, this is thing. Wait. You see, this has been, see the difference? And it is obligatory. So I'm finding it obligation. I'm not finding it natural. It's obligation. I have to do. Obligation means have to.
can we say there is no proactiveness and inclination in this?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not proactive, it's reactive. It's in response to the order and the pursuits of the scriptures. Krishna Priya Maji, on. This is the sum and substance of entire devotional service. Entire devotional service. Whatever you have known, whatever you will know, whatever you will ever know in spiritual life comes under the purview of this verse. Smartavya satatam Vishnur vismaratam jatu chet sarva vidhi nishedasyu etayo eva kinkaraha. Read on the translation, Krishna Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Somehow or other always think of Vishnu without forgetting him under any circumstances. Actually, this is the most basic of all regulative principles. Within this simple order and prohibition, all regulative principles are found complete. Nectar of Devotion, page 22.
You see, all the 64 limbs of bhakti are subservient to this rule. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Whatever it takes you to remember Krishna, whatever it takes not to forget Krishna. Okay. So there are subtle differences between these two also. But anyway, Vishakha and Harshika Maji raise their hands. Go on.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, will we get these slides? Because in the Nectar of Devotion, there are no verses in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can like, okay, I can send PDF files. Just remind me. See, I said that a couple of times before also. But unless and until somebody reminds me, please remind me, I'll send you. Okay. I'm not testing you. Please don't take it like that. I'm not testing you whether you remember it or not. I don't remember. I am confiding.
Okay.
Tell me, I'll send all this PDF format. Okay. But like we were talking about this. Have you understood this one? So some says somehow or other. What do you mean somehow or other? That means it opens everything. Because you're talking about love. Everything is fair in love and war. Doesn't matter. You'll find so many times Narad Muni like quoting verses like that. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna nivesha. Same kind of thing. By any means, if you can invest your heart in Krishna. Any means. Okay. Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, yeah, maybe the last.
Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, we generally hear that if we follow the 4 regulative principles and chant 16 rounds, it will please Guru. And if the Guru is pleased, then Krishna is automatically pleased. So,
yeah,
what is the basic difference in pleasing Krishna and loving Krishna? Because in Raga Nuga, we see that there is some natural instinct to love Krishna. And how is it, Prabhuji?
$1 million question. Thank you so much. Pleasing only goes that far, so far. Loving Krishna is different. It's like I want to please somebody. That's a different thing. But when I love somebody, like the pleasing is automatically taken care of. All I do is please him. Because all I do is love him. There's no question of like, like pleasing, piecemeal program of pleasing somebody. It's a wholesale program of loving Krishna that includes pleasing. Very good. That's why if you see Varnashram, in Varnashram system is based on satisfying Krishna. 0 level. You see? Vidhi Bhakti, pleasing the Guru. Okay? Raga Bhakti, pleasing Krishna. Bhav Bhakti, loving Krishna. Prema Bhakti, Krishna loving you. It's going higher and higher and higher and higher like that. Each one takes into account the previous one. The pleasing includes satisfaction, not dissatisfaction of Krishna. See? So you don't dissatisfy Krishna. You satisfy anyhow, whether you had the intent or not. If you have the intent, then it is pure devotional service favorable. If you did not have the intent, it is devotional service, but it was unfavorable. Just like Kamsa, just like Shishupal. They're always remembering Krishna. Why? Because they're enemies. If somebody is an enemy, it is easier to remember an enemy. That's natural. You see? That is more intense. Because this is the material world. In the material world, inimical feelings are always stronger. So Narada includes that also. Somehow or other, it means this. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna navesha. Then the next verse, Narada is saying, this is in 7th canto, first chapter, I think 15 or 16 verse. There he is saying, Gopya kamad, bhayat kamsad, dvesha chaidya nipadaya. So he says, gopis, due to lust, positive. Bhayat kamsad. Kamsa is remembering Krishna out of fear, negative. Dveshad, Chedadeo, Chaitya means Chediraj, that means Shishupal, out of envy. Then Vrishnaya, what is that? Vrishnaya Sambandad. The Vrishnis, the family of Krishna, because they have got familial relationship. And then Narad speaks about himself. And Vayam Bhakti Vibho. We are lower fallen souls. We have to do bhakti. But these are great souls. They are naturally inclined to Krishna. See? So he included both positive and negative. And then, of course, he distinguishes. So, like if the negative is so much, what to speak of positive? And this, like in 3rd canto, Shukdev Goswami says the same thing. Aho bhakiyam stana kalakutam. So it says that if the Bhakti means the Putana, the sister of the Bak Rakshas, and if she came and she fed poison to Krishna, and she was given a status like a mother, not mother, like a mother, Dhatri. Dhatri is not Mata, but Dhatri is like a Mata, just like cow is like a Mata. Just like the land, the bhumi, that is like a mata. Similarly, Dhatri is a mata, like a mother. So then what to speak of those who serve Krishna favorably? So that's why this verse is beginning somehow or other. Just become Krishna conscious. That's the idea. Okay? So all good bad things must end with time. So tomorrow we will continue, and that we will at least 2 more classes, I believe, maybe on Thursdays too. Not possible? I understand that.
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking up.
No, certain devotees, these are all medical students. Got their competitive exams also. So, okay, you people might discuss in the group. Tell me if there's any alternative. Okay. But I require more time. I'm not audible?
Yes,
Am I
Prabhuji, we
audible?
lost you for a couple of seconds. Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, I see. I'm just saying that I prefer you people can discuss in your group and suggest me any alternative. I understand I need 4 hours. So how I'm going to get that 4 hours, I don't know. Tell me how can I get it and get it within this unit. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Hare
pranam to all
Krishna.
devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.